Hello guys, welcome back to GQ Auto Diagnostics and Repair here with a new video. This morning I'm going to show you how to remove and replace the lower control arms and the sway bar link connector for a 2007 Honda Odyssey 6-cylinder 3.5 automatic front wheel drive. Anyhow, this repair should be pretty straightforward. Customer brought his own parts, already compare them, seems to be the correct parts, so we will get into the video very soon. So now a quick recap. Every time that I gonna replace the sway bar link connectors, also we're going to replace the sway bar bushings for the front sway bar. So I always make a good practice to lift the vehicle, both wheels off the ground, so that way we take the load out of the sway bar, because if one side is only raised, it's stressing the sway bar, and to remove the link connector is difficult. You have to use a breaker bar to do it, so that's what I do, so make things a little bit easier. Anyhow, so before I forget, please, if you haven't done it already, like, share, comment, and the most important, subscribe to the channel, so that way more people help us to stay motivated to keep creating this content and trying to help somebody around the world to save money and get the job done right the first time. If you're already a subscriber, welcome back. So anyhow, and after that, let's get right into the video. Okay, the first thing you guys gonna need to do is let's remove this link connector, the upper. I already removed the other side, so it's a 17mm deep socket, six points. So you see how easy this comes. Now by removing the other one, now allow me to move the whole sway bar. Now on this side, the customer was complaining of some clunking and popping noise. So you can see here in the video, the lower, let me move this sway bar link connector. It's not good. So that's part of the clunking noise that he's hearing. But also on top of that, the sway bar bushings that worn out, and every time, if you can see a gap between the bushing and the sway bar, that gap will create noise. So just keep that in mind, okay? Sometimes that noise produced by the sway bar bushing, it can be mistaken by the technician for the upper strut mount and condemn the wrong part. Just a mental note right there, okay? Next thing that we're going to do, we're going to remove the tie rod end. So as you can see, try to make it easy on myself. Here, I'm going to remove the cutter pin, the split pin, whatever you guys want to call it. Cut it out. This, it is either, what is this? Yeah, 3/4 or 19mm. Let me move my camera so I don't knock it loose. Now we're going to tap it here a couple times with the hammer to separate it. Almost there. Now every time you remove this, it's a good practice, push pull here, and if you feel like something is given, more likely, okay, your inner tie rod end is bad. Here, this one feel loose, but now we're gonna push in and out, okay? And it doesn't have any play. It doesn't feel like it binding, okay? Binding somewhere. So this is okay. Okay, so next we have to separate the lower ball joint. See if I can lower the camera closer for you guys. Let's see. Okay. Okay, this is the pin for the bottom. So you can just use your hand, split it open and pull it. Put it in a place you're not going to miss it. This one seems to be like 17. Nope. What's that? 18 millimeter. Can't see it. Again, 19 millimeter. I'm gonna turn this because when I break it loose, it's gonna spin that way anyway. Nice. Okay. Here it is. On this situation, add a little bit WD-40 there, so that can penetrate right there the ball joint. So it is easy to break it loose. All right, so let's put this away. Let it soak a little. Great, moving along. Now I'm gonna tap it there. There it is, broken loose. Okay, for this side, I'm not using any fancy tools because probably some of you guys don't have them fancy tools at home. So that's pretty much why I'm doing it like this. Now, the control arm is separate from the spindle. Next thing that we're going to do, we're going to move the light a little bit so we can get better lighting. And what we're going to do, the main reason we ended up removing the swipe bar first, because that would allow us to remove this bolt. Okay, right there. Break it loose by hand first. That way I don't have to fight it to do that. Double. And that's it. Should be good to go. Okay, that's one. Now we're gonna use 19 millimeter. For this one right here. Okay. We're doing good. Next, we're gonna remove this. Those two pretty much should be the same, but it's good practice. Just keep them separate. So you can see here, there is control arm, bushings. Oh god. Turn apart. There you go. It's not good. Also, this one, the ones on the front, they're already broken. All this creates extra noise on the suspension. Okay, now before we proceed, we are going to remove that sway bar link connector. This is a 17 shorter swivel. See if that makes any difference. And it did. Now, because this is still loose, the bowl joint is spinning. I'm gonna use this. Nice. Okay, so this is out. Again, it's definitely no good. This one was okay, but anyhow. Okay, we got the new ones right out of the bottle. Bad. Next thing that we must do here, so we do always make sure we the length of the part that the same. Okay, it doesn't have, both numbers are the same, so it's not a right or left thing here. It's just okay. This one is a 19 millimeter, so let's put this back in. And gonna snug this for a second. Come back and tighten everything up. Correct. Okay. I'll leave that there. Now it's time to install the control arm. Make sure when you're replacing control arms, you compare them so you can install things the right way. And here, this is the part that gets a little bit tricky. Get it right. Seems like we got this to a point. Going by hand, which is good. Now we're gonna grab 19 short, and we are going to get the rest. We don't have to tighten it all. Now we're gonna make sure the front bushing gets in place. Again, remember, we have to move the sway bar out of the way so we can install the bolt. There you go. That's it. Go a little bit. There it is. Okay. All the way in. Now the bolt straight in by hand. That's exactly what we want. so we can just get this done. Okay, lastly, we're going to lower the control arm to reinstall the ball joint, the lower ball joint, into the spindle. Okay, so you don't want to tighten anything up just yet. Nothing. Don't tighten anything, so that way you can move the control arm nice and easy. Okay, so that's nice. So this is back in. All right, so it's easy. So because everything is loose, you can see I'm doing it like this. Pull it. There you go. Just be careful not to pull too hard, because sometimes the CV axle can come out of place and you just created more problems. So always be careful. Unit. All right then. So we got everything back. We're gonna put this back here and we're gonna torque everything. Right now, if you learned anything so far for this video, please like the video, comment, share the video, and the most important, subscribe to the channel. Okay, so you can be notified every single time we upload a new video. So next, I want to stop the video right here, and I will put all the torque specs on the description below. Okay, torque specs, it's gonna be there. So I hope you like this video. Do your best, forget the rest. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. Later. All right, so control arm is back together, like you can see. One thing that I want to add to this, it is that you can tighten this bolt, the lower ball joint, the outer tire end, and the sway bar link. Okay, however, before you tighten this one, you should snug it only. The one bushing for the front bushing of the control arm, this one you want to tighten them up on torque when the weight of the vehicle, you put the tire back and the weight of the vehicle, it is on the control arm, so you can tighten this one. Other way, if you tighten it right now, the suspension is down, so you're going to tie that bushing, and with this, when you lower the vehicle, put the tire, that bushing, the rubber part is going to stress so much and it's going to deteriorate prematurely. Don't do that. That one you have to tie them up with the body, the weight of the vehicle on the control arm. Okay, so just remember that part. Very, very important. Other way, the bushing is not going to last us longer.